Okay, so for this video, we will go through the solutions for the EOY 2022 2NA paper 2. So I hope you have your worksheets with you. So this is our first question. So first question, they told us to evaluate the question. So for this question, we simply can use the calculator. So we use the calculator, we should get 5.05976. So for part B, they ask you to give your answer part A correct to three decimal place. So 3 decimal place, that means after the dot, right, must have 3 number, 1, 2, 3. So you notice that 7 is a big number, it's bigger than 5. So the earlier number must plus 1. So our final answer is 5.060. Okay, so after the dot, there's 3 numbers. Now let's move on to question 2. Now question 2 is a simultaneous equation. So they ask us to solve. We label this as our first equation. This is our second equation. Now whenever we see this pattern, right? Okay, this kind of pattern, right? Now every time we see a y, okay, we substitute to be 4x minus 13. So we can actually do substitution lah. Sub equation 1 into equation 2. So when this happens, right? When this happens, okay, 5x will remain the same. Minus 6. Now there's a y here, right? So we replace with 4x minus 13 equals to 21. Okay, then now from here 5x minus, then we just open up our bracket. Okay, this is negative 6 times 4x, so it's negative 24x. This is negative 6 times negative 13, so negative is plus. So when you use the calculator, 6 times 13 is equals to 78. So plus 78 equals to 21. Okay, then we group this. 5 minus 24, we should get negative 19x equals to plus 78, we bring over minus 78. So negative 19x equals to 21 minus 78 is negative 57. So our x is equals to negative 57 divided by negative 19. So therefore, our x is equals to 3, positive 3. So we have calculated for only one of the value. We need to find the other value for y. So we sub x equals to 3 into equation 1. So when this happens, we have y equals to 4. Now we have our x here, right? So our x here now becomes 3. The minus 13. So our y is equals to negative 1. Okay, so this is using the substitution method. Substitution method. Okay, so we fill up the answer blank. X is 3, y is negative 1. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. So question 3a, they ask us to simplify. So simplify, we can use like terms. So this is 8x, this is negative 4x. So then we have another group. We have plus 2y and minus 2y. So what happens is, okay, let's do the pink one first. 8x minus 4x, when you use the calculator, we should have 4x. 2y minus 5y, we have negative 3y. So this is our answer. Now, the next one. So for the next question, we have to simplify to a fraction. So we put bracket here first. Then this part here we times 2. This one also times 2. So equals to 6a minus bracket a plus 1 over 4. Okay, then 6a. This one we open up the bracket. So my negative and a become negative a, negative and 1 become negative 1 over 4. So this is 5a minus 1 over 4. So this is our answer as a fraction in its simplest form. Now let's move on to the next question. Now question 4a. Now we notice this is 2 items in a bracket. So we use the tic-tac-toe. So this multiplication. So this is 2x. This is negative 3y. This is 4x. This is 5y. Okay, so what happens? Okay, let me make this a little bit longer. Now what happens is we want to put a value for this. So you notice that this part here is connected by 2x and 4x. So 2 times 4 is 8x squared. Okay, then we have this cell here. So this cell here, you notice that is connected by negative 3y and 4x. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. X times y is xy. Okay, then the next one we have for this one. Okay, it's connected by 2x and 5y. So 2 times 5 is 10 xy. Okay, then the last one, okay, is connected by 3y, negative 3y and 5y. So negative 3 times 5 is negative 15y squared. Okay, then what we do is, okay, we take this box. Okay, let me highlight for you. Maybe I use yellow. Okay, these 4 numbers here, we write down in statement form. So 8x squared, then it's minus, right? So minus 12xy plus 10xy minus 15y squared. Okay, then we can simplify. This one 8x squared, there's no other x squared lah. So that's the simplified form. Okay, then for these two, negative 12 plus 10 is negative 2xy. Then minus 15y squared. So this is our answer. Okay, minus 15y squared. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Now next one is division of fraction. So we can use KCF. So KCF means keep, change and flip. So the first fraction we keep, divide, change to times. Then the last fraction we actually flip. So become 5c over 2a squared. Okay, so now what happens is, now okay, let's use another pen. Okay, so let's settle the numbers first. So 8 is 4 when divided by 2. Okay, then 5 becomes 1. 15 is 3 when divided with 5. Then the C and the C we can cancel off. Okay, then let's write down the remaining numbers first. So our remaining numbers, right, will become equals to, okay, this one left with 4AB, right? So 4AB. Then at the bottom is 3A squared. So how do we simplify further? 4 and 3, there's no other factor. So it's 4 and 3. This A, right? Okay, this A and this A square, right? Okay, we can just cancel one A lah. So the remaining A at the bottom, and then there's a B here. So this is our answer. Okay, so we write down our answer here, 4B over 3A. Okay. Now let's move on to our next question. Now this is a Sec 1 question, written as a product of its prime factors. So they give us already for 84. Now we need to prime factorize to 180. So 280, we use the ladder method. So we divide by 2, we get 140. Divide by 2 again, we got 70. Divide by 2, we have 35. Then can divide by 5 to get 7. Then 7 divide by 7, we get 1. So therefore 280 is equals to, now 2, there's 3 of them, so 2 power 3 times 5 times 7. So this is our answer. Okay, now let's move on to question 5b. Write down the highest common factor of 84 and 280. So 280 and 84. So we write down 84 equals to 2 squared times 3 times 7. And then 280 equals to 2 cubed times 5 times 7. So we want our highest common factor. So what we need to take is, we need to look at each one. For example, the first base is base 2, base 2. So both appear, right? So for highest common factor, we use we choose the same base with the lowest power. So the lowest power is 2 square. 3 only appears for 84, but it's not in 280, so we don't choose number 3. 5 also same, it's only in 280, but not 84. Then we choose 7 and 7 here. So what happened is our highest common factor is 2 square times 7. Okay, so when you work it out, 2 square is 4 times 7 is 28. Answer here is 28. Now state the smallest integer value of k such that 84k is a perfect square. So for perfect square, right, the powers must be in multiples of 2. Multiples of 2 for the power. Okay, so 84 times k is the same as 2 square times 3 times 7 times k. This is just given, it's given down here, okay? Okay, so now we need to analyze the power one by one. So this 2 square, okay, you see the power already in a multiple of 2, right? So this one no need to change. This is 3 power 1, so the power must go up to 2. Okay, so therefore our k, right, you need to multiply with another 3. Then times, this 7 here is power 1, so it's not multiple of 2, so need to go out to number 2. So times another 7. So answer is 21. Now question 6. Now a scale of 2 centimeter to represent 8 kilometer is used for a map. So if you have 5 centimeter, what is the actual distance? Okay, so 2 centimeter represent 8 kilometer. So 1 centimeter actually represent 8 divided by 2 equals to 4 kilometer. It's like a unit method. Then you have 5, right? So 5 centimeter represent 4 times 5 equals to 20 kilometers. So put 20 here. Okay. Then the next question. Okay, this is for area. So for area, we need to use ratio lah. 2 centimeter is to 8 kilometers. 2 centimeter, 8 kilometer. Okay, so we find 1 centimeter first is 4 kilometer. Okay, then from here, we need to find our area scale lah. So we just square all the unit and the number. So this become 1 centimeter square is to 4 power 2 is 16. 16 kilometer square. Okay, so we want 80 kilometer square is actually here 80 kilometer square. Okay, so from 16, right, to become 80, right, you actually times 5. So this side also we times 5. So answer is 5 centimeter square. So put 5 here. Okay. Now let's move on to question 7. Question 7 is stem and leaf. Now the percentage of workers who are at most 40 years old. So at most means maximum 40 years old. Cannot be older than 40. So we see our stem here. 40 is here. And this one is 42. Okay, so what we can do is, there are 16 altogether, right? Okay, then we count how many people or how many workers are less than 40 years old, 40 or less. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So percentage 8 over 16 times 100. So it is 50%. So 50% here. Now the modal age of the workers. Modal means mode. Mode means most. Most appear. So most appeared, right? Okay, let me just erase for you all this. Okay, so most appeared. So you see our leaf, right? This leaf belonging to this stem appears 2 times. The rest all are only once. Okay, so our mode is actually 57. Sorry, 57. Don't forget our stem. They give us the key here. Okay. Now the median age of the workers. So median is the center. So what we need to do is we need to cancel off the front and the back. Okay, so how to cancel off? Okay, let's use a lighter color. So we cancel the front and the back. The front and the back. The front, back. Okay, then the front and the back. The front and the back. The front and the back. Then we notice that we have 2 in the center here. So how do we find our median? So these two numbers are actually 40 and 42. So what is in between? Okay, we need to find. So our median, okay, okay, equals to, just now we find 40 plus 40 and 42, right? So 40 plus 42 divide by 2. So 82, so the answer is 41. Now, if let's say there's only one number in the center, right? For example, there's only one here. So that is our median already. Okay, so no need to plus and divide by 2, no need. Okay, when you have to do this is when you have two numbers in the center. Okay, two numbers in the center. So that's why we need to find the average to get the median. Now, state in the change in the mean age of the workers if a 69 years old. So this 69 years old worker, right? Okay, he's actually the oldest. Okay, he's actually the oldest in the company. So this is him. So if we take him out, right, actually the mean will decrease because the number now is smaller. Okay, so we can just put the mean age. Okay, will decrease. Okay, now this question 8. Now the first question, they ask us to find BCD. Okay, so wait, this is a square, so this is 90 degrees. Okay, so first question, they ask us to find angle BCD. So angle BCD is here. So you notice there's a point here, right? So these three angles are angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. They add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so what we need to find is we need to find this angle. Okay, this angle here. Okay, let's say this is angle X lah. So therefore, angle X, right, is actually an angle in the pentagon. This is a pentagon. Okay, how do we know it's a pentagon? It has 5 sides. Yeah, pentagon here. Okay, so how to get X lah? So we have to use this formula, n minus 2 times 180 degrees. This is for sum of interior angles. Okay, so since it is a pentagon, so pentagon is 5 minus 2 times 180 divided by 5. So our x is equals to 3 times 180 divided by 5, 108 degrees. So therefore our angle BCD, right, is equals to 360 degrees minus 108 degrees minus 90 degrees. So 360 minus 108 minus 90, 162 degrees. So I put 162 degrees here. Okay, so this 162 degrees. Now let's move on to the next question. The number of sides n of the incomplete regular polygon. So for the interior angle, right, is equals to 162 degrees. So one exterior angle, right, equals to 180 degrees minus 162 degrees. So it is actually 180 minus 162, 18 degrees. So therefore, the number of sides is 360 divided by 18 degrees. So the number of sides is 20. Okay, why 360? This is the sum of exterior angle. So sum of exterior angle is always 360 no matter how many sides you have in your polygon. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Now question 9, a spinner is made up of a large cone and a smaller cone, so two cones lah. Okay, they give us this very important information. Curved surface area of smaller cone is 15 pi centimeter square. Show that the radius is 3. The radius r is 3 centimeter. Okay, so this is the smaller cone. Okay, the curved surface is 15 pi square. So curved surface equals to 15 pi centimeter square. So our formula is pi times radius that we don't know times the slant height. So this is actually our slant height. Okay, this part here. Okay, so 5 equals to 15 pi. So pi and 5, we can take it as 5 pi times r equals to 15 pi. So our radius is 15 pi divided by 5 pi. So 15 divided by 5 is 3 centimeter. Now of course the pi can be cancelled out. Okay, so this one we can put shown. Now what is the formula for curved surface area? This is given in the formula sheet. Okay, page 2. Okay, so you can check it out yourself. Now calculate the volume of the spinner. So the spinner is made out of two cones, right? Okay, let me just show you my formula sheet. Okay, formula sheet is on page 2. So actually we're talking about a cone, right? So we have volume of cone here and curved surface area of a cone. So this L here stands for slanted height or slant height. Okay, then you see for volume, right, we have H. This is a vertical height. So for a cone, right, okay, let's draw a cone. Now this is my cone. Okay, my cone here. So a cone, right, got two heights. Our first height is from the top here to the center of the circle. So this is our first height. Okay, so this is our height. Now there is also a second height. This second height here. Okay, second height looks like this. Okay, now this height is called your slant height. Okay, so for a cone, there's two kind of heights. The first height is your slant height, the one used to find curved surface area. Okay, the second height is just the H, is the vertical height. That one is used to find the volume. Okay, so this is the volume of a cone that we need to find. Okay, 1/3 pi r square H. So let's go back to our question. Okay, this question here, we need to find the volume. So volume of the spinner. So first we write down volume of the big cone first. We find one by one. Okay, so it's 1/3 times pi times, we found out that our radius is 3 centimeter. Okay, our radius is 3. So 3, 1/3 pi r square times the height is 8. Okay, height is 8. So this is okay, let's calculate this and leave our answers in pi first. So 1/3 times 3 power 2 times 8. So it's 24 pi. So we have 24 pi centimeter cube. Okay, then let's go back to our diagram here. Okay, in our diagram, you notice that actually, right, we do not know what is the height of our small cone. Okay, so we do not know what is this. But actually, we can find, because can you see that they actually belong to a right angle triangle. So we can actually find our height for the smaller cone, this part here. So how to find? Okay, actually I can draw out for you. It's 3 and 5, right? So it is actually this kind of triangle, right angle triangle. This is 90 degrees. This is our radius. This is our height. And our slanted height is 5. So using PT to find our height, right? It's just the square root of our hypo. This is our hypo. Because it's opposite the 90 degrees. So it's 5 square minus 3 square. So our H is square root of 16. H is equals to 4. Okay, so because we know this, we can find the volume of the small cone. So to find the volume of a small cone, also same thing, 1/3 times pi times 3 square, and the height is 4. Okay, so again, we work out 1/3 times 3 square times 4. Okay, we leave the pi to be calculated at the end, times 9 times 4. So it's 12 pi centimeter cube. So therefore, the volume of the spinner, okay, is equals to 24 pi plus 12 pi. So this one can just make use of your calculator. 24 times pi plus 12 times pi. So the answer is 113.097. So 3 significant is 113 centimeter cube. Okay. So our next question. Okay, so we have a straight line graph. Y equals to x already drawn for us. Now write down the gradient of the line y equals to x. So you know gradient is rise over run. Rise over run. Okay, so we choose 2 points first. Let's say we choose this point and this point. Then after that we draw one, okay, right angle triangle here. So our rise equals to 1 unit. Our run equals to 1 unit. Okay, then to know whether it's positive or negative, we draw an eye here. Then we notice that the eye is looking upwards. See, all going upwards. So it's a positive gradient. So our gradient equals to 1 over 1. Answer is just 1. Okay, answer is 1 here. Okay, now part B. The table of the function x plus y equals to negative 2 is shown below. Find the value of p. So p is here. So p happens when x equals to negative 1. So negative 1 plus p equals to negative 2. P equals to negative 2 plus 1. P equals to negative 1. That's a negative 1 here. On the same grid, draw the graph x plus y equals to negative 2. Okay, so let's plot together. Okay, first I'm going to erase all these first, because I need to plot the points, okay? So, maybe I change color to magenta. Okay, so negative 3, 1. So negative 3, 1 is here. Then negative 2, 0 is here. Then the last one, not the last one, the third one, negative 1 is here. Then the fourth point is 1, negative 3. Okay, so then we can start drawing our line. Okay, so it's here. Here, go all the way. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, sorry, I think I need to erase. Okay, let's try to erase all this. Okay, so please use a ruler when you draw the line. Okay, so it will go straight like this. Of course, you can extend it out longer. Okay, see. Okay. Okay, I think I should do it one more time. Okay, let's try to do it one more time. So I'm just gonna draw. Okay, and then just gonna extend out a bit. Okay, then we label this line as x plus y equals to -2. So we have two lines. No, sorry, we got two lines lah. We just draw another additional line, okay? So our next question, okay, this one done already. The next question say use graphical method to solve this line, this line. So that means we need to look for the intersection lah. So they intersect at this point here. So this point here, what is the coordinate? So let's see. Okay, let's see what is the coordinate. So it's this point. So when we go up, we have -1. When we go across, we have -1 also. So x is -1, y is -1. Okay, so -1, -1. Okay, so now let's move on to our next question. So this is question 11. Now, Kaden is selling cold oolong tea for his class VIA project. So he prepares cylindrical cup, diameter 8 centimeter. So radius is 4. Radius equals to 4 centimeter. Calculate the volume. So volume, because it's a cylinder, right? The volume is pi r square h. So pi times radius is 4 square times 12. Okay, so we work out. Answer is 603.1857. So to 3 significant is 603 centimeter cube. Sorry, now we need to read this. They ask to find the volume of oolong tea, but he say he only fills up 80% of the cup. So actually this is the volume of the cup. Okay, so since it's not the final answer, so we don't round off first. Okay, so we take it as this amount, okay, in the longer version. Okay, then how to find the volume of the oolong tea? 80% of the volume. So volume, okay, of the oolong tea, okay, 80%, 80 over 100 times 603.1857. So 0.8 times 603.1857. Answer is 482.548. So 3 significant is 483 centimeters cube. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So these are boba, tapioca pearls, also added to the drink. So it's in the shape of a sphere of radius 0.4. So volume of the pearl. Okay, so volume is given. Okay, it's also on your page 2. Okay, let me show you. Where is it? Okay, so volume of the sphere is given here. It's 4/3 times pi r cube. Okay, so now let's go back to our question. Okay, so it's 4/3 times pi times r power 3. That's all. 4/3 pi r cube. So 4 over 3 times pi times 0.4 power 3. So it's 0.26808. So they want 2 decimal place, right? So 0.27. 2 dp. So this is centimeter cube. 0.27. Okay, now let's move on to our next question. Okay, so for this question, a cup of cold oolong tea consists of 250 ml of the tea, 50 grams of the sugar, and 10 pieces of tapioca pearls. So this is the cost price of the materials. So Kaden wants to earn a profit of 70%. Suggest a sensible selling price for 1 cup of iced oolong tea, giving your answer correct to the nearest 10 cents. Okay, so we need to find 1 cup. What is the cost price lah? in order for us to decide on the selling price. So for oolong tea, right, 200 ml. So the quantity 1500 ml is $3. So therefore, for 1 cup, so our oolong tea, okay, we need 250, but they put here 1500 ml. So let's see what is the cost price. So 250 ml over 1500 ml times $3. Okay, so it's 250 divided by 1500 times 3. So this is 50 cents. Okay, for 1 cup. Okay, so this for oolong tea. Okay, next is your pearls, the tapioca pearls. So it's 100 pieces, but you only need 10 pieces. So it's 10 over 100, then you times by $12. So I calculate using my calculator. So it's $1.20. Okay, then next, okay, is the white sugar. So white sugar, 180 gram is 270, but you only need 50 grams. So 50 over 800 times $2.70. So we can use our calculator. 50 divided by 800 times 2.7. Okay, so this is 0.16875. Okay, so what happens is we just need to add these three numbers to find the price, the cost price for 1 cup. 1 cup. Okay, so equals to 0.50 plus $1.20 plus 0.16875. So let's see how much it costs. It's 1.86875. So let's say this is the pricing for 1 cup. So since you want to earn 70% profit, right? So you can put 100% is equals to 1.86875. So you find 1%, 1.86875 divided by 100. Then since you want 70%, right? So 170%. 1.86875 divided by 100 times 170. So our answer is 86875 divided by 100 times 170. So the answer is simply 3.1768. So they want the answer correct to the nearest 10 cents. So nearest 10 cents is here lah. So it's 3.20. $3.20. Okay, so that's all the solutions.